Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of my video topic. With this one is called. Let me. This is basically me doing a live stream on video editing using Blender 3.5. Now, here in a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pre-recorded walkthrough on how to do the functions and everything with um, Blender on the screen so that you can see it. But until then, I just had the chat rooms available for the first 15 minutes. Karma Love joined the room. She's a regular on my streams. So I'd like to say welcome, Karma.
Hi.
And
Thank you.
now that I've got that done, I am going to get to the media source that I have available, and we can get it get it started up.
I can ask questions. Is
Yeah.
that okay or would I be okay? I'm just
Now,
gonna be muted until
Now, if you have a question, just let me know and I can pause the video and everything so that you can ask the questions. And that goes for anybody who gets on here and wants to participate. So it, it's all right to say, look, I need to know about this and I need to know about this, because then, like on OBS, I can hit pause and we can go over it with screen share. All right.
yes, okay.
All right. I'm gonna stop the music and do my fade. Started in my previous episode. I'll start it over. Hello, everybody. This is Roger Hanson, and I am back again to go further with the tutorial that I started in my previous episode. I went through and showed the basics on how to get to the video editor. I showed you how to put the video on there, and then I showed you how to cut and grab, as well as showing you the snapping. I went through and I showed the resolution settings, and I also showed you the output folder, as well as the file format and the container. Then I went through the video codec and the output quality, stuff like that, as well as the audio and whether you'd want it in mono or stereo. So today I'm going to go a little bit further and show you a little bit of the actual editing process. There's a lot more stuff that you can do with this, but this is just the basics. So it's only my second video, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to edit this video. Now I've got the same file. It's set up the way it was in the last video, and the video that I'm going to be editing is a game called Saints Row the Third. Now, there was a lot of damage that was done to this video because of gaming issues that I had. This was on my son's video or computer, and he overclocked it, and it didn't do so well with video. So I have to go through and I have to edit it, clean it up, and try to make it into a video. Now, I can also show you some other things that I do on here, but let me get started with the basics. Now, in order for you to play the video, it's pretty easy to do. First, make sure that your video is set at 0.01, or however you want to say that, or 1. And how you do that is you hit the shift, then you hit the left directional button on your keyboard, and it'll take it automatically to 1. Now, if you want it to go all the way to the other end, you hit the right directional keyboard button on the keyboard, and it'll take you to the end of it. This is set at 15 minutes, which is 27,000 frames, and you can find out that down here on the right hand side down at the bottom. It says that it's at 27,000, so you know that it's set correctly at 15 minutes. Next to that is your start, which is 1. That would be right here. Hit Control or Shift in the right direction, and it will show you.
Roger, are you getting it set
you're
up?
on
Because
yeah, it's already going.
I don't see anything.
You gotta watch it on the video. Like, go to the actual stream.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Now I could put it on the background for this, but then I'd have to use window share.
No, I don't want you to do anything extra that's gonna be ridiculously out of the way. I was just wondering why I wasn't. Hold on, let me see if I can get it.
Yeah, it's not gonna do that. But yeah, you know where my profile is, right?
I'm on it now.
Yeah, just go down there to where I'm doing my video. It should be the top post.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see it?
It says it's unable to open URL. Okay, so open it a different way.
Oh,
Is it because I'm not plus?
yeah, that's probably it.
Let
Yeah.
me just go ahead and join it. It shows it to me. The other ones tell me I have to unlock it, and then it says I'm not even able to unlock it on my cell phone.
I can
Even
let me see if I can do window share real quick. And yeah, what I can do is this right here. I can share the the OBS. That way you can see that, and
oh, okay.
then I can pin it. Let me get it back on there. Yeah, there we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see your screen now.
Okay, so now we can now you can at least somewhat see what's going on there.
Yeah, I can zoom in and out too, so it helps.
Okay.
Hi, baby. Hi, pretty kitty. Oh, I apologize.
All right. So now I'm going to start with the video again. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here in the current frame area, the start is 1, like I said, and the end is 27. If you want to change that, you click on it and you add whatever number you want. So if you want the video to be an hour, you find out what the hour is, which I showed in the last video, and you add that number right here in this area by clicking on it. Now to actually play the video, it's very simple. You click on the spacebar and you give it a little while. You can see that the marker is moving in seconds. So you do this. Now if you want to move it ahead of time, you right click on that. You right click on that and you can move it in any direction that you need it to go. Or you can go to the area that you want with your mouse and click in that area.
You make this video?
Or this, I don't even know what to call that, to be honest with you. This is a video game that I have to go through and I have to edit. It's whenever I did it on my son's computer, the little shadows where the faces and everything are on, that was caused because he overclocked his computer. So what I have to do is go and I have to edit through that, and I'm basically showing everybody the basic functions, like how to move the little blue thing that you see there on the screen.
Yeah.
and how to move those little green and red strips. The green strip is the video, or no, the audio, and the blue strip is the video. So I'm just basically using the video to show like a walkthrough on how to do all that functions and
Why are there
stuff.
two?
Because one's video and one's audio, and I have that one on the other side that's cut and moved to the side to where it's not going to be uh, the part that's rendered. No,
Oh,
that that area right there that's within that little square,
uh-huh.
that's the only part of the video that'll be rendered after it's edited.
Oh, and that one is the other part that you're gonna get rid of.
No, I'm gonna use that one later on.
On the right side, you were
Yeah.
saving this one, and the one that's where this line is that you just showed me is the one you're getting rid of.
No, that one is being edited right now. The one with the
Uh,
blue line.
yeah,
And after I'm done editing that, I'll move on to the other strip that's over to the right hand
the
side.
right side right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll move that to the left and start editing it like I'm doing this right here.
I guess I meant why are there two screens? Cause it's two of the
Oh,
same.
that's you're seeing my OBS. That's the only way I
Oh,
could show it to you with.
I understand.
With
That's
it.
why I was wondering if there was a difference between the two. So I can zoom in on one then. Okie
Yeah,
dokie.
you can zoom in on one. The the only reason why you're seeing the OBS is because I've got this streaming on Minds Plus, so they're not seeing what you're seeing. So
Oh, it's different. I see. I see what you see, type of thing. And
yeah,
then I
basically, like down here
okay,
where this button is that I got it where it says play
but
media.
but look,
That
yeah.
that's how I stop the video and have the conversation with you. And then like if you have a question, I'll stop it, and do that. And then once we're done, I'll hit play, and the video will play again. So
But all they see is the playing and stuff.
right, and the
I got
conversation too. So
yeah. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
all right,
Hmm.
it'll go wherever you want it to go. Now, like I said, this is pretty torn up, so a lot of this won't be used, but I can cut this out and make it into a video that I want it to be. I can actually go through and just hold on to left my left click button and just kind of scroll through there and see what looks good and what doesn't. Now I get to this point and I want it to be very precise when it goes to this, because this is where my cut's going to be. So I take my finger and I hold down on the right directional button and I go to a spot where I want it to be. Now when I usually make cuts, I want areas like this that's solid white. So what I do is I come here to this white before it cuts in like this, and I cut right there. Now before I do that, the one thing I want to point out is up here in my preview area. Okay, if you notice, I got that white right there, and I have around the sides there, and then I have the video. Now that could be because the video is bigger than the actual display size. So what I need to do is this. Important. Come down here to your videos. That right there, it was highlighted. Both of them were. And the way I highlighted it again is I hit or I held down on my left click button, and then I went down and I use that square to highlight both of those. Now what I want to do though is I want to make it to where this video matches up with the edges of this squared area. So I just come down here,
Excuse me.
and yeah,
Okay, so the screen is all white, and not the screen, but just it. But like where you're doing it at, you had like a little box that just came up. Did you cut something?
yeah. Now see,
Oh,
what it is I go along that blue line right there, okay?
Mhm.
I place it on the script, and then say I want to cut a piece of the video out. What I do is I take and I put my hands on the keyboard, and to make the cut, I just take and I clip on or click on K, all right, and it creates a cut right down where that line is running through the green and the blue strip.
Right.
And then hit my I hit my freaking space bar and it plays, and then or I can just scroll it along to where I want to make the cut, and I cut it again. But I take my mouse and I make sure that it's in on the side of that blue line right there, so that it highlights just that area. And when it does that, I can take and I can hit X, and it just deletes that little squared area that I've just cut out. Or I can just right click and go down to delete, and it deletes.
What are some of the benefits of using this? So, like, I've used Power Director and InShot Edit before.
Hmm.
I've never done or seen anything like this. That's why. What do you feel like are your most why it's so
Well,
beneficial?
the the biggest benefit about using any kind of program like this is the fact that it's an encoder. Okay,
Ah,
it's always important to encode your videos and get it encoded and set up like that. That's the first one. But then the whole thing with this strip system is like I can actually cut a piece out instead of deleting it. I can move it over to that area where that other strip is over to the right.
yeah, just so you can work with it later, type thing.
Right. I can actually move it over to the side, and I can organize how I want my video to come out, and like when my cut scenes are. I can put cut scenes in there and make it look good with transitions and stuff. There's a lot of stuff I can do with it. And the most important thing about Blender, or why I think it's important, is because you can do all this stuff and it's free. Okay?
What?
Yeah, it's completely free. You don't have to pay for it whatsoever. It's open source.
Oh, I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and indulge with that because, like, listen, man, I feel sorry. I didn't know. Like, I've never at all even heard of it until you. And I
Yeah.
was like looking, and like I did 1 year with InShot, and I didn't really like it because it was always an issue. Basically, if they didn't want your video to upload, your video wasn't uploading. So
Yeah.
then I started using PowerDirect, and then I had stopped doing my videos for a while just because of some personal issues that were going on. And now, as I'm getting back into my groove, I was looking for, well, a Power Direct is time for me to renew, but I haven't. And I hear you always talking about you doing your video edits and then you do the show on Sunday. So then I figured I'd be able to have the opportunity to learn something in regards. And you said the magic word free. If it's free,
Yeah.
it's free.
Yeah. And just so you know, the video that I have I'm using as a demo, I've
Mm-hmm.
I've already got it uploaded on YouTube, and after this, I really shouldn't even be recording this, to be honest. I'm streaming it, but I shouldn't even be recording it because I've already got the demo, and I'll post it in the it'll be in the chat room afterwards so that you can go through it and kind of go through it, and it's free. I'll even post the first video so you can start from the beginning,
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
and you can kind of do what I suggest is what every person I know who's done Blender has done, is just go through and do it step by step, okay? And don't feel shy about going on YouTube and searching in the search engine. Just type in Blender tutorial, and there's tons of stuff you can learn on there. I mean, video editing is just the beginning, you know. So
It says start virtual camera. Does that mean you could record yourself within this as well?
uh, Start virtual camera is for the VR goggles, where you put a virtual goggles on your face, and then you hit that, and then you can actually start recording what you see in those goggles. At least
Hmm.
that's what my nephew told me. So this whole outfit that you're seeing right here is freaking OBS. Everything in these windows, that's Blender.
Ah, so it's separate. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So down here where it's blue, can
Uh
you
huh.
see my mouse?
Media source, yes.
Okay, that media source is actually the video that I'm showing right now, and you see, and
Yeah.
that's in OBS. So I
Oh, so they work with each other then. Okay.
yeah, well, OBS is pretty much standard if you're going to do streams and record stuff off of the internet. If you don't get OBS, then you can go with XSplit or Streamlabs, stuff like that. Which Streamlabs is actually just an extension of OBS. But
Someone just said something about Streamlabs today. Moose said,
yeah,
"Did you? Yeah, okay, that's the same thing. Oh, so
yeah.
you know about them? Okay.
So Streamlabs is basically the way OBS makes money. You know what I mean? They put OBS out for free as well. And
Mm.
OBS, you can get Streamlabs, their free version of it, for free, but it has more capability if you pay for it too. So,
Right. Most of them do most things. Yeah.
but that's basically the gist. Now, let me see if I can get this started and kind of get through it a little bit more.
Okay.
Alright. Select just the video. Video is the blue, audio is the green. I want to select the blue area. Then I want to come over here, make sure that this tab is on strip, not tools, modifiers, or proxies, just strip. Then I come down here to video. No, hold up, let me get that right. I come down here to transform. Okay, now right here in this area where it says scale, you have scale X and then scale Y. I want to make it to where these white lines match up right here where the black ends and the white begins. So how I do that is I can hit this arrow button right here. See, it's actually the video that's doing that, so I do the opposite. I want the black to be gone and the white to only be there. So I come over here to this area and I do that. Now when you see that rigid edge, that means that your video is completely showing and that the black sides are gone. So I'm good there, and that will cover the entire video. Now if I would have done that with the entire video, I would have never had to contend with it. But in my next edit, I can just go ahead and do that first. I always go in and I make sure that my scaling is taken care of. If I do it on the X, it scales left and right. And if I scale on the Y, it's up and down. This is an important tool to know so that you can straighten out your videos and you can make it to where only the video is showing, not the side borders, because sometimes the resolution is done in like 1920 by 1080 and then other videos are made in 720p, you know what I mean? So 1280 by 720, and so you have to adjust that according to what you want it to be. Some people just leave it, but if you wish to do this, you can. So that's what I had to do there. And this, like I said, this white area is the area that I want the cut to be in. And what I do usually is I just come here and, like I said before, I make sure that my mouse is on the right side of this cursor, and I come in and I hit K, the K button on the keyboard. Now everything that's to the right is highlighted, everything to the left is not highlighted, and I'm keeping everything to the left. But I am going to be editing everything that is on the right hand side. It's always good to play it so that you know if maybe you're cutting into the audio, because if you're like me, you don't really want to mess the audio up to where it's skipping. You want it to be a smooth transition as much as possible. So that's what I do that for. And from the get-go, the video footage is messed up. So I take all of this and I just cut it out. Like, look at his head, it's completely black. This part's blacked out. This is the reason why I do not overclock, because I'm into video editing, and gamers that aren't into video editing don't care. So they just do it because they think it's a good thing. And when you go to edit videos, that's what you get. You get little black spots where the characters should be in the game. But all of this is pretty much damaged video footage, so I go all the way through here until I stop seeing a black head. I will recover this part right here, because out of all that video, the beginning and building your character seems to be the only good parts that I can use. Now, right here, Carmen, is where I was talking about. Remember how I was telling you about how you can cut scenes out?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is where I'm going to show you how you can just cut it and it's gone. And then what's left over there on that right hand side, I'll move it over to the part that's not highlighted with the orange trace around it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see me do that. You have a grab option where everything that's highlighted, you can grab it by going on your keyboard and hitting G.
Okay.
And you'll see it done. So here
I could do it on my iPad or my laptop, right?
Now, I'm not sure about the iPad thing. I know it's a bit.
I have a keyboard.
Now, it does work with the computer, and I know that it works with a scratch pad or a sketch pad. So, if you have a sketch pad, you can actually use that in the OBS too. So, let me go ahead and show you this so you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just about ready to get to that part.
Okay.
I use my left directional to go backwards to find the beginning of this part right here. If I want to go forward, I use the right directional button on my keyboard. Now see, that one is, I believe that's actually supposed to be blacked out like that in the game, so I'm not. So what I do here is I come here. This is where I want to make my cut.
Are those effects transitions you added?
The left. No, those are all that's over on the left-hand side. That's just bad video footage, so that's got to go.
That's because it was so dark. That's why it was so dark. That's why you getting rid of it.
Yeah, because it was messed up. My son had decided that he wanted to overclock his computer. And
what does that mean?
It's where you go in and you overclock the CPU to where it runs faster.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it's not recommended, and they still think it's cool.
Like putting a motor on a bike, although that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm finally at the point where you'll see it. Like, look down at those strips and everything, and you'll see
I'm
the
watching you. I see your arrow and on the play button. I see the line. I'm watching.
those two lines right there. You'll see the cut when I make the cut on those that blue and green strip up in the screen, and that's what I was referring to earlier. So let me go ahead and do it. Side of the cursor there, and I hit K. Everything in the center is highlighted. The part that's on the right side of the cursor isn't highlighted, so that is a good thing, because what I want to do is I want to delete all of that. Instead of me going down and clicking with my mouse and hitting delete that way, I can come onto my keyboard and I can just hit X and it is gone. After that, I come over
That's
here
when you
with my
push the
mouse.
K button. What you said, Shift K?
Yeah, no, on just the K, that is that's the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you do that, if you notice that highlighted part that was there was highlighted orange, all I have to do is go on my keyboard and hit X, and it just automatically is deleted. So K for the cut, and then X to delete.
Now, were you about to press to put them back over there? To put
So
those other ones over there.
first I'm gonna highlight, and what I do there is I take my mouse and I'll run it over the blue and the green strips right there on the right hand side, and
Yeah.
I'll highlight both of them first. Now after I do that, I hit grab, or I do the grab, and to do that I hit G.
I remember that.
And when I do the G, what I usually do is I hit X again, and that becomes a directional, and there'll be a red line that stretches across those strips areas, and you'll see it running across. And what it does is it makes sure that that strip just goes left or right, not up and down. And I'll bring it over to that other strip that's right next to it, and they'll come together as one video.
What would be the reason that it was changed directions? If it was recorded in a certain direction, how come once you move it, it might run the risk of changing a different direction?
Because you can put strips above that.
Ah,
You can actually take that strip that I have over on the right hand side and move it above this one, but that would be the only strips that you see. Okay. And this
that's why
one,
you want to put that other thing to hold it in place
yeah,
properly. I
right.
got you.
And you don't want the video and the audio to be out of sync either. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to keep your audio and video in sync, and that's why you want to make sure they're both highlighted, and then hit grab so that they're both matching up, and then bring it over. So let me show you here real quick in the tutorial. I hold down on the left click, the left clicker button, and I freaking bring my mouse down over the video that's on the right hand side of my cursor. I highlight both of the audio and the video, and then I press G. After I press G, I press X, and that little red line down on the bottom appears. And then when that appears, I just take my mouse and I move it to the left. Most people don't do this, but what I usually do is I put it over the top of the video that's next to it, and because I have my snapping on it, it will snap that video to the end of this. So I turn around and I come back over here, and I check the transition to see how it looks. See, I don't want the loading right there, so I will just go ahead
That's all the
and
stuff you're
take.
keeping, right?
Yeah, that part, that one scene where it's keeping. Now I took out the loading scene that you just seen right there,
Hmm.
and that's one part that I'm taking out, and then I'm gonna do the same process as what I just did, but at a smaller scale within that highlighted area. But that's basically what it is. You cut, you delete, you bring it together, and then you cut, delete, bring it together, and kind of, if you want to save something for, like I said before, you can move them over there to the right where that other strip is. And then, like, you see how much I've got there? That means I've got extra space in the 15-minute thing, so I can take that other strip that you're seeing over to the right hand side and move it over with these guys, and then I can continue editing that.
Oh, so you have to edit the smaller ones first before you
Yeah.
incorporate the
Or I
good.
could just keep it together and edit as I go. But at the time, I just felt comfortable about doing it like that.
Right.
You know, nothing's written in stone how you do it. The most important part about using these kind of editors is speed. You know what I mean? You got to be able to go through and do it on a timely fashion, because editing videos, I mean, I could be bogged down on doing a 3-minute video for freaking three days if I'm not careful. But if I get faster at it and better at it, then I can get through it in maybe, you know, I
And
don't
see,
know.
I was wrong with me for 10 hours doing edits, and I'm like, this cannot be taking long doing this stuff. And you're talking
Hmm.
about a 3 minute video could take you 3 days, and I'm thinking about having like, because I had hour long videos, 30 minute long videos, so I
Yeah.
was thinking that something was wrong.
Well, there's things you can do with editing too, and like I do games like I've got there right, but it annoys me because freaking you don't get to actually edit. You know, I know that sounds weird, but like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in editing. You can add transitions, you can do tons of stuff, and the majority of the time, people who do gaming, they don't take time to really put any good editing into it. It's just, you know, cut it and put it on the internet, and that's it. But
You
and
like to do the edits.
yeah, I like to actually make good edits out of it and stuff. So, but let me get this going real quick. That out. And now right here, I just take and put my finger on the left directional button and I press until I see that loading. And once that loading is shown, I start going to the right directional button until it is gone. Right there. And then I take my mouse and I put my mouse again on the left side of the cursor and I hit K. And I repeat the process. I hit X to delete that little space. I take and hold down on the left click button on my mouse. I highlight both of these. I hit G, then X. The little red or orange line appears, and I just bring it over to the left until it's on the other video and everything's red, and I let it go. And now we have a clean transition. Now this works if snapping, which is right here, is on. It also works if it's off. So you can use that trick to make sure that it's a smooth transition and there isn't any black space in between or any gaps.
Cessna 1138, please step forward.
Now, I'm not sure if the audio was messed up because of the video, because the video is not really in that good of condition, and it could have been damaged because of it. If the audio isn't syncing up with the game because of damage to the video, then there's pretty much nothing that you can do to fix that. I've tried a long time ago to do all that stuff, and it's just something that's really bad. But if it's because of the change in the frame rates, which is 30 frames per second, I can come here. I'm not going to leave it, but I'm going to show you guys what you can do on here. If you have any problems with this, you can come to effect strips in speed control and put it over the top of it, but then you can't cut. So okay, so we've made it to this part, and this is very important. This is there's two options you can do here to take care of that, to make sure if it's actually the video's audio that's off or if it's just the frame rate. The first one you can do is hit A, which is select all, and then hit X, which will delete everything, and then you can come in here and you can go down to movie. You can reselect this video and put it in there. Actually, let me do it at 1 though, and you do that by hitting shift and going all the way back, and then coming up here, going to movie, hit select all, or selecting your movie, going to add, and then select movie, and then start over. Now you can do that, or you can do it the way I usually do, which to me is the easiest way, and the easiest way is undo. So to do undo, you hit Control Z, it gets rid of that, it puts the old edit back on there, it goes back to there, just keeps doing this all the way back until everything is back on there. Now they have a limited amount that you can actually do, so there might be a limit on it. Now if you want to redo, you hit Control Shift and then Z, and it will.
What did you press to bring it over?
Now what I was doing there was I was explaining the undo. Alright, it's not as great as what it used to be in the older versions of Blender, but you do have an option on Blender to where if you make mistakes and you want to undo those mistakes, you can do that. And how you do it is you hit Control and Z. Okay, and now if you want to redo something, you hit Control Shift and Z, and it'll go back through the mistakes and undo the last actions that you did. So like all those edits you seen me just do,
Yeah.
what I did is I hit Control Z and I undid all of those edits. And that was to show you how.
But what?
That was just show you how the undo works.
And so then, okay, you undid all the edits, and now how would you do it the same?
Now, if I wanted to put it back the way it was, I would hold Control, Shift, and Z, and then tap on the Z actually, and it would put all those edits back where they were. Now, sometimes that doesn't work, but most of the time it does. It's a pretty cool tool. And the reason why I brought it up in the video is because there aren't too many people who do these tutorials that, like, just tells you, look, man, just undo, use undo, because it is a really important tool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, undo saves me a lot, especially when I'm writing, because I do a lot of writing. And
Uh-huh.
like, there's been times that I've accidentally deleted, and just being able to think quick enough to remember to do undo before I do anything else too damaging has saved me so many different times.
Yeah, and that's like common sense in pretty much every program you get on the computer, And it just amazes me that nobody ever brings that up on Blender. I mean, it's really important. So that that's why you were seeing all that, is because I was kind of demonstrating the undo and the redo in the video. Put all your edits back into place. Now, this is just a part of the bigger video, so what I need to do is I need all of it to be at the very beginning, which all I do is keep tapping the Z, and see, that's my limit. So I've found out that I can't go back to the beginning, so I select all by hitting A, press X, delete it, hit shift, direction button to the left, goes to 1, come up here to add movie, select the movie, put it in. So now it's at the beginning like it was. Now see, that, I know you can't hear the audio and everything on it, but what it was is, like, when I was telling you how to redo, the,
Yeah.
the redo didn't work. That was one of those times where sometimes it doesn't work. And
Yeah, you just got finished saying.
that was one of the downs, or that's one of the downfalls to Blender's program. Like, that part doesn't really work 100%, but I just wanted to point that out to you so you knew. So what I did is I basically just started over, put the video back on there, and that was it. And for
So you
me
have to do everything
to,
you just did again, or just from where you left off at
no,
from the first.
I have to do it all over again. And you got to
Dang.
remember, this is just an example. Like, I'm not, like, literally going through and editing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when I use this, let me also make the original video isn't damaged. All that stuff I do, it doesn't affect your original video when you're doing it. So, like, after I'm done editing and all that, I'll still have the original video as well as this edit. Okay?
Oh,
So,
so you have two ones.
right. One that's edited the way I
See,
would
my
want it.
other one, yeah, no, it doesn't work. I guess I kind of do, but not really, because whenever I do it, it only shows the video that I edited. But I guess I still have it in my camera log, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now, keeping track of your original videos is important. Like, make sure you know where they're at, and maybe put them in a file somewhere.
That's what I've been working on. So I already have my date. I'll say my D date of me to have like content and stuff like that to be shown. And I right now I've been working on categorizing all my content, like my videos, because I have different videos for different aspects. And
Mm-hmm.
like I want to get some stuff off of my like right off the clear view. You know what I mean? Because some stuff is unnecessary for the moment. And I
Yeah.
was just, yeah, I've been attempting to figure out how I can kind of get rid of it on my devices, still have it where I know that supposedly iCloud is supposed to do that. But whatever, my iCloud's not the same, and it always syncs it. So it syncs it to iCloud. But then once I
Right.
delete it off my phone, it's gone. It's
Yeah.
not on iCloud anymore. So I don't want to
Now,
mess that up.
are you good at setting up filing systems on your computer and stuff like that?
I'm learning Notions right now, but I'm not. I don't like to say I'm good at it, but I don't really have. Like, I'm better when I'm shown something once. Me going in and doing it myself, It just is more time consuming, which is not an issue. It's just a matter of having the time to allow it to consume me. And so it's just like I'm learning it. I know like the basic filing type of stuff, like to where my files with my journals, my, you know what I mean? I don't want to say
Yeah.
like I'm a pro though, like that'll be just misleading.
You don't have to be. Like, you know how to get to your documents, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you know where it says videos.
Yeah.
Just go in there and make a folder, and put the name on there that you want it to be, and after you put the name on there, make sure that your edited videos go to that name, to that folder. Sort,
So I
you know.
have my folders, and now I just will do it like that. What you're saying with my edited videos, because that's what I'm looking for now. So
Yeah,
I have videos that I edited, videos that are not edited, and I've been attempting to, like I said, just kind of categorize and split it up because I have videos even just for like regular day stuff. So okay,
that's how I do it. I even do that with my blend files. Like I've got them all categorized according to games, my storytelling folder. I've got all that. So I got like 9 minutes left on this video. I'm gonna let it play out and get it over with. Okay.
okie dokie. I'm gonna go back on mute because it might be a little racky in the background.
Okay. Figuring out if the audio needs to be synced, what I do is I click on just the video, which is the blue. I come up here to add, and then I scroll down to effect strip. I come up here to speed control and I tap on it. Make sure that your cursor is at 1, and this will green strip will appear above the blue one. This is going to sync your audio and your video together if that's the problem. So let's find out. Take your you see the clicking is all there. It's still off. So I know that it's the actual video that's the problem. So I don't need that, so I click on the green, I hit X, and it's gone. Now I could actually go and use Control Z to undo. And everything is back there. All I'd have to do is readjust my scaling like before to where I see the indentures on the side. Now, you don't have to use that all the time. What that basically is if you are trying to change frame rates from say 12 frames per second to 30 frames per second, or 30 frames to 60 frames, stuff like that. What usually happens, like say if I come here to 60 frames, that here, let me actually give it a little bit more space. I'll undo that by hitting the Control and Z. Take my left mouse, create the box, highlight this, hit grab, then Y, and you'll see the yellow line coming up. It will make it to where I bring this strip up all the way straight and in sync. Hit G to make sure that the numbers match. They match. So I come back here, I hold down on my left click button, create the box, highlight this one, and I have that one done. Now what I want to do is I want to show you what happens if I switch my frame rate from 30 frames per second to 60. This is what will happen, and when this happens, the audio can't be stretched. It has to be the video. So in order to do that, you've got to make it to the end of here, click right at the edge where you see that, and where you see that little white there, you hit grab, then X, you'll see the red line going across, and then you use your mouse and move it to the left. Now since clamping is on, it'll show you when those two are even, a line will appear. So hit G, X, keep on going. You'll see that little white line. It shows that they're synced up. Now I need to move this up again, so I freaking grab both of them, or I highlight both of them, hit grab and Y, go up one more time. On here, I go back down, I just select the blue, and I come up here to add. I come down to effect strip, and I hit speed control. So now you have it in 60 frames per second. And it looks like I am having audio issues, so this will give you a chance to look at the audio part. You come down here to source on the right hand side, you come in here to where it's this part right here that I have my mouse over. It's a file path. You don't hit this top folder on top, you hit the bottom one. It will open up to where the audio is supposed to be. Select that on the video, put it in there, and then hit play. Okay, so I messed up there somewhere. You see if the audio is still on. Yeah, audio is still working. There we go. Yeah, I probably should have hit both of them together. Come here, add an effect strip and speed control, and it says cannot apply to audio sequence strip, so it has to be the video. Like I said, this game was pretty screwed up, and I was just going to use it as an example, but that is how you use your video sync, or your speed control, and that controls the speed of your video and matches it up with the audio according to frames if you want to switch your frames over. And I probably shouldn't have gotten that far ahead. I should have just stuck with what I was showing you, but it came naturally as something that I needed to do. And right here This is a good example of what I was talking about with the undo. I'm using Control and Z and just undoing all the stuff that I had done before. And it's back to normal. So, if nothing else, if whatever you take from what I'm doing here, just remember Control Z is undo. Remember grab. Remember X. Highlight everything. X deletes it instead of having to do this and then hit this and then come down up here to delete. All you gotta do is hit X, and if you forget, just right click on it and it'll tell you what key to hit right there. It's a pretty good tool to use. It also says split right here, which is K. I'm going to keep the frame rate at 30 because that's the actual frame rate for the video. So now believe I'm at a half an hour, so I'm going to end it here, and then I'll come back with another video to show you guys a little bit more. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe learned something. Thank you. Alright, so that is pretty much the ending of that demo video. I am going to go ahead and put the video for that up on my my stream thing by itself, so that
Can
you
you
guys.
share,
Oh, so
can you
that you,
share the link to your station? Like I know your stuff
yeah,
was
I've
fine.
got
So.
it. I can put that up there, so it's good to
Yeah.
go. Let me kind of see. Yeah, there we go. I see what it is. It is showing Jitsi. I didn't know.
Hmm.
So I did. Oh, it's my screen share. That kind of threw me off. I was like, wow, how are you doing that shit? All right. So let me get on there. There we go. I can switch off that screen share and put something else on there. But yeah, that is basically the demo that I wanted to use and everything for it. So I'll post that on there, and then I'll post my YouTube channel. Well, the video that I put on there, it'll take you straight to the YouTube channel that I've got. So
Oh,
so you don't have to worry about all that. It's taken care of. Just when you if you click on the video that I post,
yeah.
then it'll take you to the channel. And I've also got my my Blender stuff that I'm coming out with on a playlist. So every time it's posted, it'll have a new video in the playlist to go with it.
Do you get paid significantly from YouTube or?
Oh no, I
Mm.
fucking YouTube's no. Uh, YouTube is I get more money off of mine's just doing the videos I'm doing now than I've ever got. I haven't gotten anything from YouTube because it takes forever for you to get on their monetization program.
Yeah,
So
like for me, I'm not even able to go live on there. So yeah, I was just wondering if.
I don't I don't even mess with YouTube. I mean, I post videos on there, but I don't want nothing to do with their monetization program. They can take that and shove it up their ass.
They probably like it.
Yeah,
Ah, boy, let me be quiet. Yeah.
but if this helps you, like I said, I'll post it on my chat. It's at in the chat room, the streaming uh, live with the Roger Hanson one.
Yeah, the one that you're showing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just probably be asking you guys a few things because even like today, Moose did that thing, and I was gonna go, but then it was like I have to download something else and do something else, and I'm like in the process. I've been moving all weekend. I finally got all my stuff in the house, literally 5, maybe 7 minutes before your show, and I was like, well, I at least would like to show up here because I that's something that I do consistently. And I was going to think about, because he was saying he'd be talking about stuff on Minds and he'll help with like tutorials, but they said they're going to replay it later, so I'll be able to watch it then, and then I'll just inbox them any questions I have. Because you guys are helping me to be able to think about incorporating Minds to
Mhm.
utilize it for my streaming as opposed to just what, because like I do Bigo live and I do that for my stream, but it never saves it, so I have all my videos saved on my phone, and then I was going to put it back on YouTube, but I'm shadow banned on YouTube, so I was going to start posting videos here, and I was just determining whether or not, because I like mine to be raw and kind of uncut, because then when I cut it, it kind of is like it's not the real feeling, but at the same time I know some stuff has to be cut, and then I have other videos that are just for edit, like, you know what I mean, stuff we went
Well,
somewhere and we did something, stuff like that.
like I said, I'll post both the first one and this one. This is my second one that I've posted, and I'll post both of those on the chat and start out with the first one and then go from the first one to the second one. And it basically it even shows you what website to go to download the blender for free and what kind you need for what device you're using. So you'll be able to just go along with that video and it'll kind of guide you how to get to the video editing part. And then later on, if if I feel like it, I'll do the computer graphics stuff too. But like I said, I'm no Blender guru, so I'm
Hmm.
just kind of
Learning
showing.
as you go.
Yeah, I'm kind of showing people what I know when it comes to video editing. So
Okay, so I can look at your stuff to start off, and if I feel like I would like to go on a more in depth look, I'll be able to look at other people, and I know what to search for. And
right,
then, yeah, like I have my plan of action, so I know what I have to do that I have not been doing. I already have that, and so I know how to incorporate it. So any information leading me towards my goal is definitely greatly appreciated. So thank you.
no problem. I'm gonna end this stream though. Okay,
See you later. Have a good night. Be safe.
you too.